Beautiful Avah. Part 4. The Beautiful Dancing Damsel. Finally, it was the day of the music festival, and all the villagers gathered at the village square. What a large crowd. There were loud shouts, cheers, and music. It was indeed a very special day. Avah, her mother, and the old woman arrived in time for the occasion. They didn't want to be late. The competition began, but as the contestants performed, Avah developed cold feet. She didn't think she stood a chance. Not the poor, wretched, and lowly me, she muttered silently. Her spirit was dampened, and a look of fear formed across her face. The old woman could see the fear in Avah's eyes, and so she walked up to her and firmly held her lovely hands. "Don't fret, my daughter," she said, squeezing her tender hands. History shows that the best and the greatest weren't always from the richest families or places of privilege. They came from different backgrounds, rich, poor, and simple homes. However, one thing they all had in common was that they all had something precious and unique to offer the world, a special gift, talent, intelligence, compassion, or an overwhelming love. It was never easy. They faced difficulties on their way up there, but they remained passionate and determined. Afterwards, they won good names, admiration, accolades, awards, and of course, many friends and riches. Then the old woman smiled. "This old woman standing before you used to be a timid girl, just like you," she revealed, "but look who and what I am today," she said to Avah's surprise. "Avah, you are very special. You have a lot to give to the world. Today is a great opportunity, so go out there and make us proud." Then she giggled and drew Avah into her loving arms. Immediately, Avah's face brightened. She was hopeful again. A few seconds later, it was Avah's turn to sing and dance, and with great confidence she walked into the square, determined to be the best. Some members of the audience sneered and cruelly laughed at her. Many didn't know who she was, and those who knew she was from a very poor home thought she had no special talent. However, Avah was focused and brave. She ignored their chatter and mockery, and took her position at the center of the square. "Let the next contestant begin," the head of the musicians shouted in a loud voice. The sound of the drums, gongs, and flutes echoed and rose to the sky, and the beautiful damsel began her act. Avah's lovely voice enchanted the crowd and her dance moves captivated them. Her act was one of a kind. They had never seen a better performer. She was so good that the audience cheered and crammed themselves around the sandy open square. They watched her in great admiration and adulation, not wanting to miss any piece of the action. Her mother couldn't believe her eyes. This was Avah's dream coming true. The thought that she didn't believe in her daughter and almost stopped her from achieving her dream made her burst into tears. Finally, the music stopped and Avah stopped dancing, and then everywhere fell silent. The crowd was mesmerized. What an act! What a spectacular performance! They wanted more. "This is the best performance," the king shouted from where he was seated on his throne. "Unbelievable," echoed the head of the musicians. "We want more. We want more," roared the crowd. Everyone wanted to know who Avah was. Her mother immediately ran into the square and embraced her talented daughter. The old woman also came and gave her a warm embrace. "Thank you, Mummy. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for helping me make my dream come true," Avah said and wiped the tears that welled up in her eyes. This was the first time she was being celebrated. "What is your name?" the king asked. He was fascinated by the young damsel who had come to kneel before him. "My name is Avah, Your Majesty," she replied with her head bowed low. "How is it that you can dance and sing so beautifully?" he asked in surprise. In response, Avah told him her story, and also about the old woman. "This is amazing," the king exclaimed. "Not only are you a good dancer and singer, but you are also very kind, hardworking, and beautiful. Indeed, kindness opens doors of destiny. We never know who we are going to meet that will change our life for good, so we should always be nice." Then the king looked around him. The crowd was now on its feet, cheering and roaring for Avah. "My beautiful daughter, you have won the prize money and a piece of precious jewelry. I also have a reward for the kind old woman," he announced to the applause of the crowd. Then he looked at Avah for a moment, raised his staff and proclaimed, "From this day onwards, Avah is now my adopted daughter. She and her mother will come and live in the palace, and they shall be treated as royalty." From afar, amongst the crowd, Avah saw those other village girls. Nkechi, Ephema, and Ego, who used to laugh at her at the village stream, they looked sad and miserable. It was obvious that they were jealous of Ava's success and envied her newfound status. Avah was now a star and a princess. No wonder they say, tomorrow is unpredictable and life is full of surprises. That night, Avah and her mother sat outside the palace under the moonlight discussing about their past life. Filled with gratitude, Avah hugged her mother. "Mum, thank you for teaching me good virtues. You made me all that I am today," she said. "I am glad I did," her mum replied with a smile. "However, I am most glad that you dared to dream. You believed in yourself and your dream, even when I tried to stop you. Now, see how great it all turned out." "Mum, I was afraid. I had my doubts too. I wasn't sure if my dream would come true, but I had faith and prayed it would," Avah humbly said, still amazed by the new and unexpected turn of events. "Hope and faith," her mother agreed with a nod. "Sometimes, they are almost enough and can make all the difference. When we have faith in our dreams, when we are hopeful that someday our dreams will come true, and when we remain hopeful against all odds, then gradually other things will fall into place," her mother said with great pride. She couldn't be prouder of her darling daughter. At that beautiful moment, mother and daughter looked lovingly into each other's eyes and embraced in great joy. Their fortune had indeed changed for good. Her mother had learnt to never say never. Never stop dreaming, never stop hoping, never stop praying, and never stop believing, because fear and failure are often just an illusion. Believe in your dream, believe in yourself, and you will surely find a way to make your dream come true. The end. Think and respond. Questions. 1. Write 2 things beautiful Avah loved to do. 2. What were the names of the village girls who mocked Avah? 3. Why did Avah's mother want her to take part in the village music festival? 4. What prizes are to be won at the music festival? 5. Who was the old woman that Avah and her mother helped? 6. What 2 lessons did you learn from this story?